Amazing. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you, Garuka, is you obviously have a really strong background in professional services where the technical elements of it really blend with the commercial side of things. And I work with a lot of professional services companies, but I also work with a lot of sort of SaaS businesses. And you talk about sort of speed to market, especially with like new releases, but that's one thing. Being the quickest to market is obviously, or it can be advantageous, but if you haven't got the product market fit right, if you're not doing if you've not got the actual accuracy part of it correct, then being first to the market is actually, it's a negative. It's actually going to sort of, yeah. So it's the sort of same thing there. So that's really interesting. Thank you for that. How do you sort of decide where AI can genuinely add value versus where it simply introduces sort of complexity or hype? Because obviously we've seen a lot of that recently, haven't we? Hype. We want AI to do this. We need AI to do this. What our competition is using AI to do this, and how do you sort of sift through all of that hype to actually see where it can add value for a company?
Yeah, I mean, we all know, I think the concept is proven, right? I mean, AI can add value, right? It's not that I don't look where AI can do. I look at what happens when something goes wrong, because that is sort of related to my early answer, where that tells you whether you have built a system or you have introduced another dependency to fail, right? Or set you up for failure, right? So here's what in a real life, this is what I tend to do. Like 6 months after the deployment, I ask them, like, hey, what happens a day if this goes wrong? And possibly there will be a day during that 6 months where something goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's because AI will be wrong. It will go wrong. It's not a question of if, it's when, really. The question is whether you build a system to catch it, learn from it, and recover it. May it be reinforcement, may it be teachable agent, whatever, right? Whether you created a system which can not fall over and die on it, but or whether you call it a sort of a fragile dependency. AI isn't bad, and the dependency isn't bad. Dependency is actually the goal, because that's how a real life adaptation looks like. Like, think about Excel, your Outlook. Like, we are all dependent on that, right?
Yeah.
But your best systems, effectively, they are best systems. A lot of people, right? They become dependencies, right? I want AI to see that, but the problem is whether the dependency is a fragile one or a robust one. Fragile dependency, they have no one who really understand how it works. No documentation, no edge cases. There's no monitoring for anything, like no alerts, no capturing for drift, no process for challenging the outputs. There's no human in the loop, or maybe you have a couple of them, not everything, right? The team or the team trust the AI so much they stop checking because AI is doing it. I don't care anymore. The robust dependencies is basically what you need. You have a very clear ownership, who's responsible for these things. You have a defined RACI. You have run books for non-failure mode. So if something goes, I know how to do this thing and how to handle it, how to get it back, how to give feedback, that kind of things. Log everything whenever it makes a mistake. You have training to the people so they know how to trust the system, or when to trust the system and when to override it, right? And also you got regular touch points to review it and do initial validation and these things. So it's not that I don't discourage the teams from building critical AI systems. I discourage them from building a critical system casually.
Yeah.
As if they are just another feature, not an operational capability that needs real governance and care, right? High value AI is it's not about it's being able to reverse it, possibly, like if something goes wrong. It needs to be monitorable. It needs to be able to take a challenge, and it needs to be challengeable, and it needs to be improvable. If you can't see when it's wrong, you can't override it safely, you can't make it better over time, you haven't deployed AI. You just outsource the judgment into a black box, effectively. And this is where the complexity wins. You don't want that.